Right, I promised you guys a painting video, so I bought this stock. It's a Remington M700 stock. I'm going to build a sniper rifle with it, paintball in, but as everyone's requested for a spraying video, I'm just going to spray this up and show you how I go about my technique. It won't look as good because we don't have the barrel and the accessories on to paint at the same time, so you won't get as much difference in the patterns. You just have to sort of make it up as you go along with this. But yeah, this is how we start off. Nice basic stock, or you can keep the gun whole or strip it to a stock, whichever you prefer. I tend to keep them whole because otherwise you paint everything individually. Just mask off what you don't want to get paint on. As the butt on this gun is rubber, I'll mask that off just because the paint will probably flake off at there. The grips are actually rubber too, but I'm going to paint them up, and that's probably all I'll mask off on this. Obviously on any other paintball gun, mask off your air intakes and such like that. You don't want to get paint in there. And what I'll do now, I'll clean this with some pre-pep panel wipe of some sort. If you haven't got that, bit of brake cleaner is fine. So just take the grease out of it, just degrease it a bit. If you've really got anything like that, I'm pretty sure hot soapy water would be fine. Just don't let your gun get rusty or anything like that. Okay, so from this point I will go to a khaki colour, and then we'll start doing some patterns. So right, so get your materials together. What I'm using, brake cleaner, that's just for degreasing the gun. And then these are my main paints that we're using. So mainly the only paints we're using. Now these four are the camo set that you can get from Magfed. And the main three I'll be using are these. This is the ultramatte green they do, and I don't really like this colour because it blends in too much of the black and brown. You don't really get any colour changes between them, and then the khaki stands out even more. So I bought this green, which is dark green. It's a bit of a British racing green. It's not matte though, so be careful how you use it. It's obviously a gloss, but it works quite well, I think. So here's my marker, the way I did mine. You can see all the colours there. This is using the British green, British racing green as I'm calling it. There is a bit of the camo green in there, not very much because I didn't really like the colour, and also it wasn't in stock when I first did this, that's why I got the other green. As you can see the patterns I put on the gun, I just use a few different materials that I have, which I'm going to show you today, and the blends. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. So the base is a khaki, and then brown, and then to me more black. Okay, I tend to drop the green in, usually between the khaki and the brown, never last. Black is usually your finishing colour, and then you start blending back with your lighter colours again. And what we're doing a wrap pattern. So for this, your main item you'll need is string. This is just a simple string you get from the post office. You get it at Tesco's or wherever you like, and you'll be using this for wrapping it around the gun. And if I get the butt of the gun, what we simply do, we attach it to one end of the gun, say to the eyelet, and then wrap it around very tightly, which I'll show you now. So I'll just quickly wrap that bit. Don't worry about the flailing end, make sure it's random so there'll be bits everywhere. Try and go all the way up to the buttstock if you can, but I'm literally just showing you what I do. I'm just wrapping randomly, there's no pattern. And you can do it as much as you like, as tight as you like, but you will be doing 2 or 3 layers of wrapping with the string. Now if all you can get is this small string, what I tend to do is cut it and then double it up, and then sometimes braid it or twist it together to give different patterns. And you can do triple thickness, quadruple thickness, whatever you like, for how thick you need to be, different patterns. Or you can get hold of this, which is bale twine. Very good thing to get, it's usually free. Just go find a farmer friend, ask, and well, the user will find some by farming land, a fence, just cut off and left strewn about. This is great because it frays and leaves a good texture, and you can unwind it a bit and spray between the fibres, which is good. Okay, the next items I have, which are cheap and great to be used: kitchen roll. kitchen roll is a fabulous thing to use, because what we can simply do is tear it. Now, tear these edges, lay them with your marker, you get a fantastic ripped effect, and that works really well, especially for masking afterwards when you've done your painting. And if I look at my gun, I can see blended edges where I've just laid tape over. And there's a great one. And that was like at the end, just laid 2 pieces. One there, just getting a different triggers. So one that way, and I just sprayed a bit of khaki. That's how we got that little bit of pattern. So, kitchen roll, great stuff to use, and it's cheap, and you throw it in the bin afterwards. Okay. Other things good to use: elastic bands. Great for holding your string in places, and giving other lines on the gun. If you haven't got very much string, you can wrap them in elastic bands. But it's great for holding the string where you haven't got anything to tie it to. Just finish it off, put an elastic band around it, gives you another line, blends in fine. Bit of material, this bit of foam, great for just dragging paint, dabbing into paint. But what's also good for that is a cloth or plain paper. If you get newspaper, scrunch it into a ball, you get a nice effect that you can dab and hold, pull away, and it'll drag some of the paint away from your fresh layer, and it gives you just a different effect, and it's for you to play around with. The main one you want to use is the mesh. This is great stuff. And what you can do is mesh with tissue together so you get areas blending out and blended in together. You can have one bit touching and the rest of it lift, and that'll give you a great effect. This was actually an offcut I found in the garage from, I can't remember what, but I have some smaller pieces which I cut out of a bag I got for free, and jacket liners and such. If you look at like waterproof jackets, cheap ones, they have this as like a breathable liner. Cut it out of that, or just go to a fabric shop or a craft shop. They tend to have stuff like this. It doesn't need to be the same pattern. It could be wider, it could be a square pattern, it could be anything you like. You can make it yourself, but if you have something like this, it works great. Right, I've degreased the gun, or the stock, and just to show you what comes off, look, so it's worth doing. That's all grease from your hands, fingering, holding it. I've also put some latex gloves on to make sure I don't put any more grease on the gun. And now I'm going to just mask the buttstock up because it's rubber, and I'm going to spray. These are rubber, like I said before, but I'm pretty sure the paint will adhere to them. I think it will adhere to that, but I'm pretty sure it'll flake off within a few weeks or so of use. So, right, I'll mask up and then we'll put some khaki down. Right, I've got the khaki on now, as you can see. Pretty good. Now, I know you can say, oh, I can see black there, and I can see a bit of black there, and it's not perfect. Camo is not perfect. It's for blending. You're going to blend into the surroundings, not stand out. It doesn't need to be a perfect spray job. It can be faded, it can be spotty, it can have chips in it, it can have scratches on it. You can drop it on the side and put a little mark in it, and it all adds to the camo. Don't worry about making it perfect. So, I'm going to let that dry. Try not to get paint on my kitchen. There we go. I'll let that dry for about 20 minutes, wrap it in string, and then I'll show you what we do next. Right, we've just done our first layer of string. As you can see, that is my random pattern. Quite a few crosses. It's completely different on the other side. Now if you've got gaps, don't worry about it, you can do another pass of string, but we'll be doing another pass anyway. There's not string everywhere, as you can see. But this is the first layer, and what I'm going to do from here, I will probably go with the green. Okay. And I'm not going to do it all over, I'm just going to do certain sections. Okay, so I get blends, and I'll probably do a brown at the same time. So I'm just going to warm that paint up, and I'll chuck the rest in. This is just some lukewarm water. I put the paint in it, and it just warms the paint in the tin, because if you let it into the garage it doesn't flow as well. Warm it up in there, and then just give it a good shake. So we'll see how I get on in a second. we've got that layer on, and you can see I've just done a bit of a funny pattern just to spread it out because I'll be laying some other colours on as well. And now I'm going to wrap it. Actually, I'm going to spray some brown on, and then I'm going to wrap it with the wider string. As you can see in places where it's moved, that's the effect we get. There's the string, and here's where the string was. I'll just move that back. And that's what we're doing, we're blocking off and then spraying. So yeah, I'll put some brown on and you'll see what it's like. Right, so we've got the brown on, there's some sort of a Christmassy pattern going on. See, just brown and green, very basic camo starting. And when we peel the wind off, there'll be a bit of khaki under there. And what you can do, you can splice a bit of khaki onto the top of this now if you wanted to you know, mess it up a little bit if you want. You know, it's all random. Just have fun with it. Right, I'm going to wrap it again now with the wider twine, and then we'll spray a bit of black on. And I might spray a bit of khaki on as well, and wrap a bit more. And you can use tape for wrapping as well. You don't need to use just this. I'll show you that as well, that technique. But yeah, I'll wrap now. Let this dry first. Okay guys, right, that's all the orange baling twine done. I am going to wrap a bit more thin string around here just because it's such a large area with nothing on it. I can wrap it around like that hanging about. Now, you see these knots? These are tactically placed. Just tiny random knots in the string, and then when it comes you'll get a bit of flaring, get a bit of blending. And see that one right there, that'll do a good one. And there's one there. It'll just blend, it'll make a nice different pattern, you know. It's all about being random. So we'll tie some of the string on and we'll carry on and we'll do some paint. Right, I've just done a bit more painting. You can see it's darkened up, and what I was doing then, I used some of the black, matte black, see that there, stripe, and then I've also used some of the army green, and then a little touch of brown in places. I'm just blending kind of thing. That's what we're doing at the moment, just blending it in. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to wrap some tape around, like I was telling you before. You can do tape in funny patterns, and then we'll probably do a couple more coats, just mess up the colours a bit more. I'll probably spray a bit of green on again, just to highlight the bits in places. And when you're spraying now, you're not having to coat the whole gun. You're doing a pattern, like a zigzag kind of thing, a random. See it there? So it's got green, a little bit brown on the tip, green, black, brown. It zigzags, so just go at random. Trying to mess it up, not make it even. Okay. Now, believe it or not, this is me prepping for the tape version of the process. And what I do, I just take some of this. I think it's an inch and a bit wide, isn't that? Well, that's your standard tape. This is slightly longer, maybe inch and a half, something like that. I don't know. I'm not even going to measure it. And basically, I stick it to the side, and then I just sort of twist it and grab it in places. Like if you pull tape off wrong, you get this random ribbony effect. See, it's all just random. Just grab it with my fingertips in places and crush it. And what we're going to do, we're going to wrap that around the gun, and you'll see what that does. That'll blank off spaces and give you a pattern again. So yeah, that's what's next. Right, so we have the tape effect now. Just random tape, so it's all scrunched up on the end there, right round, blocking it off in places, and we'll spray some more colour on. And now I'm doing a bit of a mix. Okay, so last time we had the army green, bit of brown, the black. Now we're probably going to go in with a bit of the bright green, a bit more brown, a bit stronger this time. I'll whisper a little bit of khaki, I haven't got a lot of that left. And I'll touch in a bit more black in places. And just like make sure you get the bottoms. The edges is where you miss the most, and that's what will show up really badly when you come to the finish. So, another layer. I know it doesn't look like I've done much, because green tape shows a lot of green. Like I say, you're only doing in patterns now, random. Let this dry a little bit, and then I'm going to peel everything off. And we start blending with the shapes and the techniques and such. Okay. Right, so we've done the layers. I'm going to strip off all the stuff on the top, and just start cleaning the tape back, cut the cable ties. Let's see what we've got. Bear in mind, this is the starting process. You're not finished yet. You've still got to do all the blending, packing materials, such, plastic bags, kitchen roll, smashes everything. Now you're probably thinking, why not just cut the string and get it all off? I have to reuse the string for the next one I have to do. Those elastic bands I told you about, it's very handy. That's where we're at so far. As you can see, we've got a nice bit of a blend, different colours, and we'll start doing some patterning with textures and lay them on, and then it all blended nice, and hopefully we'll end up with something like that.
Right, I'm now in the garage, got my mask on, so it might be hard to hear me.
I'll take my mask off a second. I'm going to start spraying inside the garage because this little part I'm only just doing whispers of spray, little tiny bits. So I need good light, and it's raining outside as well. But as I'm not doing very much, I just got the garage door open. My garage is pretty messy, so I'm not going to show you around. And yeah, I'll do a few and then I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay.
Right, I have to talk up because I've got my mask on, but this is a current effect I am doing, and it's using just torn up kitchen roll. I'm just laying it on, 2 pieces, and giving it a whisper, and then pulling them off. You don't have to do a lot, it will bring it out lush. Right, at the back I've just started doing the brown. So I'm just going to lay a brown here, actually I'm going to lay a black here. So lay the 2 pieces on. It's quite hard because I've got 2 hands. The paper will stick to it once you've had a few coats on it. Don't worry about that because it's all part of the effect. There we go. That nice pattern just comes out. And then just do the pattern the other way or something. So if not, I'm sure I can film the floor here, but I'm trying to concentrate on getting the paper in the right place. There. See that? I just laid on 2 different colours and it's giving me a nice bit of an effect there. There's like smudged off on each other. That's good. You want difference. You want randomness. I'm sorry if my talking's not going through very well, but it's all about being random, you know? Make stuff up as you go along. Hopefully I won't spray the camera here. Okay. Yeah, right. That's enough on that side. Do a bit on the underneath. Very important that you do the underneath as well. I know you don't see it as much, but when you look at it, it looks stupid otherwise. It's good when it's wet because it sticks, makes it easier when you try to do filming. What I just did there was 2 colours into one. So I started off black and then took a bit of brown over the top. Yeah, beautiful. Alright, I'm going to scrap off. I'll probably use one more. No, maybe not. Like I said, I'll use one more go for them, but once you get too wet, they just make a mess. So, right, I'm going to carry on. I'm not going to film anymore because it's difficult.
Well guys, I've done all the painting I'm going to do for tonight on the rifle stock. I think it's looking pretty good. I ran out of khaki and matte black, so I couldn't do as much detailing as I wanted to show you. But if you just look, just done the effect where I hold the mesh over and I just dust with 2 different colours, blend it, and then use a bit of the kitchen roll and just pad about with it. You know, I've got a mistake here, I'll show you. Just there, where the material's picked up from the kitchen roll, it looks great. It blends in, it looks good. And that's what you want, blending. And just go randomly about it. And if I get some more khaki, I'll probably brighten the back of the stock a bit, it's a little bit dark there. But I'm pretty overall happy with it. And the colours will change a little bit with a bit of use. If you compare it to my TGR, you know, they fit together pretty well. And you know, they blend. That's what you want, you know. It's got to blend in with anything. So, looking pretty good. Like I say, I ran out of paint because I've done this gun first. I've done all the accessories. I originally just did the gun with the stock, and then I did a grip, a torch for the night games, and then my ACOG scope. So that was all the same cans I bought, and then I managed to just about do another stock, which I thought came out pretty well, really, considering how quick I did it. Take your time with it, and you'll get a very nice pattern. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions. I have seen in other people's videos where they rough the gun up afterwards to get like texture and such. You won't need to do that because you will eventually wear it off, you know, as if, you know, you were out in the desert somewhere, and that's a pretty cool thing to happen. You don't need to simulate it, it will come off, you know, when you're chucking your gun about, being rough with it, you know. Don't worry about roughing it up, it'll soon get that way. It looks pretty good when it's done. So yeah, you can't go wrong. Just take your time, If you do it wrong, respray it, rewrap it. You can do it as many times as you want, you know, it's up to you. So on this effect on the TGR, that was just the mesh laid, and then the kitchen roll, just like about here, and then just a quick whisper across, and then the same again. And you just lay in kitchen roll, and then the mesh, and you just go over the pattern, just to break up with the different colours you're not using. So it was all khaki here, and I've just used brown, and then there's a black stripe where we're going to quick spray of khaki over it, and then brown again, a little bit green. You're trying to break it up, and you don't want solid colours. That's what we've done here. We've broken it up. So I hope you liked the video, and hope to see you at the next game with all your painted guns.